As leaders, we need to make decisions every single day, and the quality of those decisions are going to impact our organizations. Welcome, everybody, to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. Welcome, everybody, to the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast. I am your host, John Espinosa. I've been in leadership for the past 15 plus years, whether it be training leaders, mentoring leaders, navigating the waters of just leadership through change, small organizations and large organizations. And the mission that we have here on the Leaders Leading Leaders podcast is to help others get to where they're going. And that starts with you, the leader. So wherever you're at in your leadership journey, thanks for joining us today. This is a kickoff for season 4. And if you've been following us, season 4 is themed around decision making. So as leaders, we make decisions every day. And we're going to have episodes in season 4 that address decision making specifically as a leader and from that leadership mentality. So the first thing, developing a process. I always encourage people to develop a process when it comes to decision making, or maybe it's a selection that you need to make, marketing, anything that we do. A lot of our lives focus around systems, which entail processes. And the reason why processes are important in decision making is as you think through gathering information, putting people around you to help you make that decision, and then making the decision yourself, that's all going to be a process. So no matter how hard or how easy the decision, you're going to be comfortable with the process. So the other topics that we'll talk about is strategic versus tactical. It's very important for us as leaders to identify whether we're making a strategic decision or if we're making a tactical decision. What happens when you make bad decisions? Doesn't mean that you're a bad leader. So we will discuss techniques, tips, and tricks about when you make a bad decision, and it's not a matter of if, it really is when. And then owning your decisions. One thing as a young leader that I struggled with was owning my decision. And it goes back to, if it's a good decision, it's the team's decision. If it was a bad decision, then I take the blame. I take the ownership. We recap, figure out what went wrong, and we're on down the line moving forward. So decision making is crucial as leaders. As leaders, we're hired to make decisions. That's what we are put into leadership for, is to make decisions. When you get out of that individual contributor phase, maybe you've provided input into a decision, or you've collected data for a leader within your organization to make the decision. But now in leadership, now as the leader of the team, of the organization, the buck stops with you. You're the one that's making the decision. So again, how that impacts you, your decision making, your mindset, and how that eventually will impact the team are important concepts that we are going to discuss in season 4. So stick with us. I'm really excited about season 4. Decision making is something that we talk about all the time within our organization. We are in tremendous change in the past probably 5 to 10 years in the organization that I currently work for. And a lot of that comes down to important decisions that were made prior to me even coming into the organization. And now we got to implement those decisions. So a lot of really good techniques and tricks that I'm going to share with you. So whether you're a new leader just coming into an organization, or maybe even stepping up from an individual contributor to a leadership role, or you're a seasoned leader that has made countless decisions. Decision making is crucial to our role as leaders. And I can share just a personal story with a decision that I had to make in my own profession. And that was to get out of what I loved doing, which was teaching. I loved being in the classroom. I loved being around the participants, watching that light bulb moment go off. But I knew that my impact was very limited with the teaching role. I had to get into other roles within the organization. I stepped into a strategic planner role, and then I eventually took a management role. And I had to give up that classroom piece. And that was a hard decision for me. That really was. A lot of you out there may struggle with the decision to do what you love, or something that brings you joy or brings you value in life. And in the end, when I look back at the decision that I made, it was for the best. Because I wouldn't be here probably with you. I wouldn't be able to share the stories and have the experience as a manager going through some of the struggles that first-time managers go through within the leadership model, within the leadership philosophy. It added to my leadership journey. So when I look back at the decision that I made, it was difficult transition. It was hard for me. I always took opportunities to get back into the classroom, and my leaders never really appreciated that, but I always went above and beyond for them so that way I could have those opportunities. And now I'm in a role where I still am tied to the delivery of training within our organization. So I get to do the best of both worlds. I get to lead the leaders that are delivering the training and still be part of the conversations and still see what's going on in the classroom. And if I hadn't taken that leap to get out of the classroom and into a strategic planner role, I probably would not have the opportunity that I'm in today. Good things happen, even though you may not immediately see it after you've made a decision. And that was a personal decision that I had to make for myself. But a lot of times, as I mentioned, it takes time for us to see some of the results of our decisions as leaders. So remember that if you start making decisions, those decisions will last time. And that's a big responsibility as leaders. But don't be afraid, because in the end, we're going to talk about all that in season 4. So stick with us. Thank you for being part of the Go Be Great community. Make sure that you subscribed to the YouTube channel. That's where we post a lot of our content that comes out, and you'll get notifications whenever we release our podcast episodes, our video podcasts, and our YouTube shorts. And then make sure you're also following our other social media platforms. And we have a new website as well. So that link is in my bio. Go read more about me. Our podcast episodes are located there. And then also our speaking engagements to book a date and topics. So go out, take a look at that. Thank you for listening. Go be great. We'll talk to everyone later. Bye-bye. If you enjoy what you're hearing, please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps us get others to where they're going.